Okay, then I'm predicting the New York Jets roster. So looking at the rosters, New York Jets definitely have one of the top talented rosters. All around, they look really solid. Their offense, they improved their offensive line. They brought in a wide receiver too in Mike Williams. Their running skill position players are good. And they're on defense. Their defense has been good for like the last 2 or 3 years now. Only concern about the defense slightly is their safety spots, and losing like guys like John Franklin Myers and C.J. Mosley not declining. But their team definitely is a talented. Biggest concern for me is players coming off of injury. Aaron Rodgers coming off an injury. Mike Williams. Um, their Tyron Smith is coming off an injury, and those they're not really at training camp too much, and that might do they have to form chemistry. So if your first game versus the Niners, this is not a very good game for the Jets in the first week. The Niners, I think their pass rush is relentless. They can cause problems for like an offensive line of the Jets that have not spent a lot of time together and are coming off injuries and a lot of new pieces. And the Niners are just, to me, more talented than the Jets, have a lot more cohesion. They played a lot more together, especially with home field advantage. I got to take the Niners here. Then you have week two versus the Titans. Titans to me, they just aren't on the level of the Jets yet. They did improve. Definitely could be an upset game for the Jets, especially the Jets are coming off like two back-to-back road games. Um, but the Jets, I think their defense will get it done against a young quarterback like Will Levis. I'm going to take the Jets here. Then you have them a Thursday night game versus the Patriots. Patriots do play the Jets really well. I think like week 18 of last year was the first time the Jets have beaten the Patriots in like 5 years or something like that. Um, but it's a Thursday nighter. I think Jets have a big home field advantage, short week, and the Patriots early in the season they brought in a lot of new pieces. I think this one's going to be a low-scoring defensive game because I trust that Patriots defense, but I can't trust that Patriots offense, especially if they're starting Drake May. I'm going to take the Jets here. Then you have them versus the Broncos. Broncos, they're not a very good team right now. Jets talent alone should get this win. Okay, then you have them versus the Vikings. Definitely an upset game for the Jets here. The Vikings have home field advantage. Jets alone, their talent should give them a edge against the Vikings. But I think Brian Flores, that blitz-heavy defense, will cause problems for um, Aaron Rodgers. And I think the Vikings is one of those games that the Jets will follow the Vikings. I'm taking the Vikings here. I'm setting the Jets. Then you have Week 6 versus the Bills. For some reason, the Jets play the Bills well. It's going to be another Monday night game. The Bills, I think their lack of talent, especially on offense, and wide receiver spots will let that Jets defense dominate. And when the Jets defense dominate, I think the Jets are going to get the win. Week 7 versus the Steelers. To me, this is just a game that the Steelers win. It's going to be a defensive game. I think that Steelers defense can cause problems for Rodgers, especially if Mike Williams hasn't 100% recovered yet. And Steelers very good defense, and I just don't. This one's going to be close, and I think the Steelers always win these close games, especially with Mike Tomlin. So I'm taking the Steelers here. In Week 8 versus the Jets, I really do not see the Jets sweeping the Patriots. The Patriots just do well versus the Jets for whatever reason. And you have them versus the Texans. So this one is, I think, could be a very good game, especially on Thursday nighter. Jets have a big home field advantage. Texans, I think they have the better offense, but I think the Jets have a significantly better defense. I think that Thursday night or short week will get the Jets to win. So I'm taking the Jets here. Okay, then you have them versus the Cardinals. I just don't think the Cardinals are ready to face a team like the Jets yet. They brought in a bunch of young new pieces, and the Jets, like I said, talent alone should get them this win. Even with the home field advantage, the Jets, their defense was devastating. I'm gonna take the Jets here. Then you have Week 11 versus the Colts. I think that Jets defense will give the Colts a ton of trouble. I don't think Anthony Richardson will do well versus that Jets defense, and the Colts don't exactly have great skill position players. Um, I gotta take the Jets here. Then you have Week 13 versus the Seahawks. Could definitely be a trap game. Seahawks, I think their offense can heat up at times, but the Jets, their defense and their offense being a more well-rounded team, I'm gonna take the Jets here. Week 14 versus the Dolphins. Dolphins play the Jets well. I think with home field advantage, that Dolphins offense with Tyreek and Waddle, they do well versus the Jets. So I'm gonna take the Dolphins here. Then you have them versus the Jaguars. This one I think could be a very interesting. I can see this game going either way. Jaguars have big home field advantage. The Trevor Lawrence um, and that offense is solid, but I think that Jets defense is better. But I think that Jaguars defense may be slightly underrated, so I'm gonna take the Jaguars here. Yeah, week 16 versus the Rams, just a big home field advantage. The Rams offense is very, very good. But I am worried about that Jets defense. I think this will be one of those games where that Jets offense will win them the game. So I'm taking the Jets here. Then you have them versus the Bills. I don't see the Jets sweeping the Bills. Bills, I think they play well and during the end of the season. I gotta take the Bills splitting with the Jets, and then Week 18, I do believe that the Dolphins will sweep the Jets. I think Waddle and that Tyreek do well versus that Jets defense. And I don't think injuries will start to mount up. I think this one's gonna be a play for the wild card spot. I'm gonna take the Dolphins here. So Indianapolis Jets going 9-8, 2-4 in the division, 7-1 at home, and 2-7 away.